All right, let's jump into this idea you hear everywhere in software dev, that most real learning happens on the job. Sounds simple, right?
Right.
But why is that so true? What actually happens day to day that makes it stick more than, say, a course?
Yeah, it's a really good question. All the sources we looked at point to this gap between theory and, well, reality.
Okay, so what's the biggest piece of that? Is it just complexity?
That's a huge part of it. Academic problems, they're usually neat, self-contained.
Right, like implement this specific algorithm, clear start, clear finish.
Exactly. Versus, figuring out why some ancient system is acting weird, but only sometimes, and it connects to three other things you don't control.
Huh. Yeah, the real world messiness, ambiguity, legacy code, moving
It
targets.
forces you to learn navigation, not just coding. And then there's scale. That's almost impossible to replicate outside.
Ah, yeah. Building for 10 users versus 10 million. Totally different game.
Completely. Suddenly, milliseconds matter.
Yeah.
Terabytes of data aren't theoretical. You learn caching, load balancing, maybe microservices, because you have to, not just reading about it.
And the consequences are real. The feedback loop is
Even,
instant.
oh, totally unforgiving sometimes. Code hits production, performance drops, alarms go off. You learn fast.
Debugging under pressure.
Yeah,
With real impact.
right. Or mistake brings something down. That teaches accountability in a way. A grade on a project never could. It makes the learning incredibly sticky.
And it's not just you and the code, is it? There's the whole team aspect.
Collaboration, yeah, that's massive. Code reviews, learning to take feedback, give good feedback, using version control like Git properly as a team.
Integrating your stuff with other people's work without breaking everything.
And just watching senior developers work, how they tackle problems, how they think. That osmosis is invaluable. Mentorship, formal or informal.
Plus, you pick up domain knowledge, right? Like how the software actually fits into the business and industry rules.
Sure, understanding why the software needs to do what it does, not just how to make it do it. Finance, healthcare, whatever the field is.
And all the tools and infrastructure around the code itself, that seems like a big on-the-job piece.
Oh, absolutely huge. You move beyond just your laptop and an IDE. You
Yeah.
learn the whole CI/CD pipeline.
Continuous integration, continuous deployment, getting code out safely.
Yeah, and cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, GCP, using them for real, beyond the free tier limits. Containers like Docker, orchestration with Kubernetes, monitoring tools, logging.
So the whole production environment, deploying, troubleshooting in production.
Exactly. Debugging isn't just your code anymore. It might be tracing an issue across 5 different services. Finding that root cause in a big, complex system. That's a skill honed by experience.
And taking ownership, feeling responsible for a feature or a system when real users depend on it.
That definitely deepens the learning. Plus, the field changes so fast. Being on the job means you're constantly exposed, learning from colleagues, keeping up. It's baked in.
Okay, so it really feels like the on-the-job part wins because of that mix. The messy reality, the immediate feedback, the teamwork, the tools. But does that mean the stuff before the job, the foundation, is pointless?
No, not at all. And the sources are clear on this too. It's nuanced. The on-the-job learning is powerful, but it builds on something. It doesn't replace the foundation.
Okay, so what does that foundation, the CS degree, the boot camp, the self-study, what does that actually provide then? What's its role?
It gives you the why, the fundamentals, data structures, algorithms, how computers actually work, programming paradigms. Without that, the on-the-job learning can be kind of superficial. You might learn how to use a tool, but not why it works or when not to use it.
So it gives you the mental models to understand what you're seeing on the job.
Precisely. It's like having the basic toolkit and the instruction manual before you try to build something complex. It also proves aptitude, right? And it's kind of the license to learn on the job.
Yeah, that makes sense. Shows you can handle the concepts.
And honestly, a stronger foundation makes that on-the-job learning happen much faster. You ramp up quicker, you connect the dots better.
So the statement holds up.
Uh,
Most practical deep learning happens on the job because nothing else replicates that environment.
yes, exactly. The complexity, the stakes, the collaboration, it's unique. But it really stands on that essential foundation of core principles. You need both.
It definitely makes you think, if so much critical learning happens in the thick of it, how do you as a developer balance that? How do you keep absorbing the practical stuff while making sure you occasionally revisit and deepen those fundamentals? That seems like the ongoing challenge.